Hello there, my name is Bo. You can call me Liu Bo or Liu 老师 if you want. So I'm a proud queer IELTS teacher, and today I'm here to share 5 pieces of advice which I think is really important for you to improve your speaking English. And let's get started. And my first advice is that give yourself time. This is really important because over the years I realized that in the Chinese English teaching market, there are a lot of teachers who are selling this idea of improving your English in a really short period of time, and I think that's totally BS because it's not possible to improve your English in a really short time. And I strongly advise you to give up that mentality and give yourself a little bit of time to improve yourself and embrace your gradual improvement. So I think don't beat yourself up, give yourself a lot of time, maybe a year or more than a year to improve is really important. And my second advice is don't be afraid of making mistakes and don't worry about your accent. And I think I'm not the first one who have said this, but this is really important. I just want to contribute my part. If you get to know the English speaking world, you will realize that a lot of people do have accents. So it's totally normal for you to have an accent. And I don't think that's something you should be ashamed of. And also, it's our second language, so it's completely okay for us to make mistakes every once in a while. So I think you should overcome that kind of fear of making mistakes, and you should be more confident when you're speaking English. And I also want you to have the courage to confront people if they make fun of your English mistakes or they make fun of your accents, because that's not something that's funny. You should be very proud of yourself already for being able to speak English as a second language. And my third advice is get yourself interested in something in the English speaking world. So be it music, movies, politics, sociology, whatever. So here I just want to share a story of my own. So I got really interested in music, American music to be specific, when I was in middle school in China. And I remember my favorite band was Black Eyed Peas, if you're old enough to know that band. So I was really into that band, and I remember in my middle school, I asked my middle school teacher what the word punk means. And my English teacher got really upset with me because he didn't know what punk means. But because of Black Eyed Peas, because of my huge interest in American music, I got really into English, and I learned a lot of English from American TV shows, music, politics, and stuff like that. So get yourself interested in that. Watch TV shows, listen to hip-hop music, get to know the history. I learned a lot of queer feminist stuff from the US as well, or in the English context as well. So I think that's really something that you should be working on as well. You should try. So if you need any recommendations, just write me a comment and I can recommend basically everything in every category. For example, my favorite stand-up comedy is George Carlin. I think you should check him out. He's awesome, and I learned a lot of English from him as well. Okay, here comes my fourth advice. It is to make friends with people who speak English. And by this, I don't mean to take advantage of them and just, be friends with them just because you want to learn English from them. Of course not. I want you to make sincere, genuine friends with other people who speak English, and it doesn't have to be native speaker. Okay, this is a common false sort of idea that you should only be speaking English with the native English speaker. I don't think that's true at all. I'm not native, and I think it's perfectly okay, and it can really help you with your English if you speak English with me. So be it someone from Indonesia, from India, from the Philippines. Actually, my partner is from the Philippines and he speaks perfect English. So yeah, and then I have a tip or two tips in regard of how to make friends with someone who speak English. The first one is don't make assumptions. Be very aware of stereotypes, because I'm someone who is from Hubei province, and by 刻板印象, Hubei人 is always a little bit, poor and uneducated. So if you assume me before you even interact with me that I'm poor and uneducated, of course, the first one is true, but the second one is definitely not true. So I will be very pissed off at you. So don't make any assumptions, and be aware of stereotypes. So this will open another world for you, and you will be so happy that you make friends who don't speak Chinese or who speak English. And my fifth advice is, of course, to improve your grammar and vocabulary, that is. So don't rely on the things I said earlier. You still have to learn this language systematically to get to a certain level. So I highly recommend you to strengthen your grammar and improve your vocabulary. And I have a really good book here to recommend. So this is Oxford Word Skills, and it has 3 levels, and you can purchase it on Taobao, on Amazon, wherever you are, and it's really helpful. I cannot stress enough how good these books are. And that is all of my 5 pieces of advice of improving your English skills in general, but more specifically your speaking skills. And that's it. And finally, I am an IELTS teacher, so if you want to practice with me, that's also okay, although you have to pay though, but it's definitely gonna be worth it. And that's it. I will post more videos in the future, so stay tuned, and peace.